Hello, hello. Today is day 5 of our 21 days of tapping on whatever you want to. And I'm jumping around on these. So one got sent in about, I put, here it is. Can I request being calm and clear thinking for medical tests, MRI, and specialist appointments? That's one. So I'm doing fear, releasing fear around these because I think, especially when it comes to I got to see a specialist or medical test or an MRI. There's always that fear, even if you've done it a million times. Say you get mammograms and you're like, but there can always be fear around anything like that. So let's dive in and tap, karate chop. Even though I have this fear around medical tests, for example, an MRI and appointments with specialists, that can feel really daunting. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though having medical procedures can really freak me out, have me feeling a ton of fear. What are the results going to be? What if it's a disaster? I choose to acknowledge my fear right now. Even though I have so much fear, and I want to remain calm and clear-minded while facing all of this, I choose to honor my truth right now. And go to the eyebrow. All this fear, all this worry. What are the results going to be? What if it's worse than I think? And that's that bully in my brain instilling fear in me before it's even happened. So I have this anticipatory stress about what could happen around all of this. And what if the best thing I can do for myself is try and make it okay that I have this fear and concern, or that I worry about it? Of course I do. Because the culture I live in fills us with fear about the unknown. And what if I can tap on this before it happens, if possible, while it's happening, or after it? What if I can set the attention to pay attention to where the monkey mind takes me? And when I notice I'm freaking out or in fear or worry, what if that's the perfect time to interrupt this? I could even just speak it out loud. Fearful, worrying, and I bring out in the open what's rumbling around inside of me anyway. And what if the more I do this, the more calmness I start to feel? And even in the face of whatever the results are, what if I could find some mantras that work for me to continue to interrupt those negative thoughts that can so often have a grip on me? And what if the more I do that, the better I'll feel over time? And what if I can start to experience, no matter what the results or what I'm told, I can remind myself out of no how and no way a way can be made. And why not tell myself that? And what if that can make all the difference? So take a breath. I mean, I could do so many tapping videos on this one alone too. This is what I've noticed in myself is even in it starts with the little things and then goes to the big things. Like, as I said, as I keep cultivating my connection with, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, the wiser part of myself, like I'll catch myself going down the rabbit hole and I'll have those little things like, God will turn this to good. God has the answer. Out of no how and no way, a way will be made. And like I have those little sayings that I say to interrupt the pattern. And that's one of the best things you can do. Even if it's a completely different saying, just find what resonates and works for you. But they'd be sentences that actually can interrupt that, but that your brain, and you could be like, well, what if God can turn this to good? What if, no matter what the results, something amazing can happen? What if, no matter what they tell me, there's another way? What if it's totally possible, even if I don't believe it yet? But it takes vigilance and it takes practice to catch ourselves so that we can, I mean, it's part of the human condition that, this, the bully in the brain just goes nuts and it's constantly feeding us the shit show. And it's like to interrupt that, to go, oh, what if this can work out? What if no matter what they tell me, it's going to be okay? What if, even though I don't believe that yet, I could ease myself into believing it? What if it could be better for me? What if the results could be way better? What if this turns out better than I expect, no matter what they tell me? And it's not to like, this is not spiritual bypass. This isn't like, just think happy thoughts and everything's okay. It's to tap and honor when you're like, oh, I'm terrified, I'm freaked out. Let that, because as you honor that and tap through that, you're going to make space. And then you can do those bridging statements like, well, what if it could be okay? What if no matter what they tell me, it's going to work out? What if I could see this differently? What if out of no how and no way, a way could be made, even if I don't believe that yet? And the mental noting thing would be just to catch yourself fearful, worrying. You're just calling it out and, bringing the inside voice outside, which is where it can change. So thanks so much for this topic. And this will be posted on YouTube, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 6.